joining us today. My name is Sava Bakhtiar, and I am Takween's program manager. And it's also my absolute pleasure to be able to host you all here today. So before we dive deep into our session today, I wanted to share a couple of housekeeping points with you. As you notice, you are being muted, and that's only for the purpose of a better sound quality. Please, if you have any questions throughout the session, don't hesitate to leave the question in the chat box or in the Q&A box, which you can see at the bottom of your screen if you are using a laptop or even your mobile phone. This session is going to be in English, and it's going to take around 15 to 20 minutes, and we will have 10 to 15 minutes at the end for Q&A. At the end of the session, you will be able to either ask me the question live or just write it down in the Q&A button that we have at the end of the screen. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen, and let me know if you all can see it. Perfect. So before we go into the program itself and the purpose of the program and who can join, I wanted to give you a brief about Takween Accelerator. Takween Accelerator was launched as an initiative in 2020 by the American University Innovative and Entrepreneurship Center in Sulaimani, with the aim to support later stage startups in the region, Kurdistan and Iraq overall. And we are based in Sulaimani, and our office is at the AUIS campus. Like I mentioned, the main purpose of Takween was and still to support founders to rapidly and effectively grow their businesses. At the end, we want a thriving economic environment for Iraq and Kurdistan, but we also want to create jobs. And we do this through intensive trainings, our major network of mentors, investors, and partners locally and internationally. So since launching in 2020, we've been able to run 6 different programs, and we've been able to help more than 60 startups from different areas of Iraq. I wanted to share a couple of the businesses with you, but you can definitely go to our website and check all of the startups that have been part of our program, and you can even see it based on the program that they participated in. In 2023, with our amazing supporters and partners, GIZ, which is the German Agency for International Development, we will be running 2 different programs. One, it's the Pre-Accelerator that you are here for today. That will start actually in 2 weeks in February. And then we will run another program in April. That would be the digital readiness. But today I'm just going to focus on the Pre-Accelerator. Hopefully before the start of digital readiness, we will be able to run another info session on that specific program itself. So when it comes to our Pre-Accelerator, it's a program that's specifically designed for early stage startups to make sure that we provide them with that step and those business skills that they need before they become acceleration ready. You might ask me, okay, Savo, I've heard of incubators, I've heard of accelerators, I've never heard of a Pre-Accelerator. So we've designed this kind of a roadmap or entrepreneurial journey for you to kind of give you an understanding of what is a Pre-Accelerator and where it stands in the journey of any entrepreneur or any startup. So initially, when an entrepreneur comes and start their journey, they start with an idea, a creative, innovative idea where they fill in a gap in the market with this business idea they have. And ideally, they should go through incubation and acceleration, and then at the end, it's investment, and they become big companies that you would see in the market, and that does great things and that have great sales and that fill in the market itself. So like I mentioned, the journey starts with an idea. They go through an incubation and then an acceleration. But as Takween and as our amazing partners, GIZ, we noticed there's a gap between these incubation and acceleration programs that need to be filled in Iraq. And that is why we created a pre-accelerator program that is exactly between an incubation and acceleration. So what is the areas that a pre-accelerator program would fill or would cover? There are these business skills that every startup owner or every entrepreneur need to be able to be acceleration ready. Topics such as like sales and marketing, especially when it comes to your unique selling point, when it comes to your branding and brand guideline, and the current trends in the marketing world. There are KPIs and forecasting that is very important for you to understand and be able to understand your customer behavior, your success, and for you to understand your future financial health when it comes to your business. And of course, we have growth strategies that would be to how to acquire assets, how to attract new talent, how to retain your employees and your teams in the business, and how to attract investments and fund into your business. So, and that these would be the topics that we would cover in this specific program. As you might have seen from the application and the promotion that we have been doing for this program going to be 8 weeks. Anyone who would participate in this program and would be accepted has to dedicate 3 days per week for this specific program. It's going to be online, and you will, beside the trainings, these 3 days, you will have one-on-one with international and local mentors that would advise you on specific areas that you would need support at. And these mentors, they are all experts in these areas that all of us as business owners or startup owners would need in terms of finance, HR, marketing, sales. So you will be able to have these one-on-ones with them and ask them any question that you might have, and they would support you along the way during these 8 weeks. And of course, our amazing trainers, they are all experienced with a big and extensive background in entrepreneurship and startup training. So you might be asking me, okay, who can join this program? Who can benefit from this program? As the criteria that we have for this specific program, you have to have a business that is innovative and has to fill in a specific gap in the Iraqi market. You have to be running and operating this business for at least, let's say, from 1 to 3 years. It doesn't have to be registered, but you have to be operating, and you have to be able to show us some kind of growth that you've been through since these couple of years that you've been operating your business. And you have to have the ability to create revenues in the near future. You have to be able to commit to this program fully with the timeline that I just mentioned in the previous slide, which is 4 hours a week, and it's 8 weeks. And you have to definitely commit to your one-on-ones with Takween staff and also our mentors. This program, as you can notice, it's going to be conducted in English completely. The trainings, the one-on-ones, and everything. Throughout the program and throughout the programs that we're going to run in 2023, we will be able to run some complementary webinars and events and activities where we will cover topics that are very necessary for our entrepreneurs and startups in the ecosystem. Topics such as main challenges that you face as an entrepreneur. This year, we are planning to focus on solutions that have been complemented by neighboring countries that they benefit from these solutions, and they face the challenges that they were having. And of course, there's going to be other different topics from experts and CEO talks that we will be running. The timeline and everything for these sessions will be shared with you on all of our social media platforms. So I would advise you to keep an eye. Usually these sessions will be open for public, so anyone can join, but we would ask you to register. That was very quick. I went through it very quickly because I wanted to give the platform for you guys to ask any question that you might have. The application for our Pre-Accelerator program is open right now. We are accepting application, but this selection is going to be on rolling basis. So whenever we have that enough number and enough businesses to participate in the program, we're going to close the application. So I would advise you to, if you are interested and you think this program is suitable for you and your business, I would advise you to apply as soon as possible. The application is on all of our social media platform, our Instagram, our LinkedIn, our Facebook, and also our website. And if you cannot find it or you have specific question, please feel free to reach out to us on this email that we have put down on the screen. It's takween@auis.edu.krd. I'm gonna just give you a minute if you would like to screenshot this so you don't forget it. And if you have, if you missed this slide, please let us know in the chat box. We can send it to you. Like I mentioned, I went through this very quickly because I wanted to give you the platform to ask any question that you might have. So please feel free to write down the questions and I will start answering these questions one by one. The Q&A button is right next to the chat. So feel free to write it down there or even in the chat box. There's no difference. So we have a question from Nima Shaukat. Thank you so much. She is, I'm sorry if she is, yes, asking if there is any funding at the end. So with us, we are always creating opportunities for startups to be able to get funds or investment. That's why we have this amazing and big network of investors and local and international partners. Information regarding that will be shared during the orientation when the applicants are accepted. But like I mentioned, there's always opportunities where we introduce you to different stakeholders in the ecosystem where they can provide you or support you when it comes to investment or funds. There's a question from K1 that is saying, do you have to give shares to Takween if your business succeed? No, we don't take shares as Takween. Like I mentioned at the beginning, the sole purpose of Takween is to create a thriving ecosystem in Iraq and Kurdistan. So we are here just to support our startups, and that's it. We don't take shares. Mr. Bilal is saying, thank you for providing this opportunity. What is the size of the project that are accepted? So if I go back to the slide that I shared, if I'm looking up, sorry, because I have two screens, but I wanted to share the slide where I shared the criteria of the businesses that we are accepting. So like I mentioned, the size is, you have to be running at least for 1 to 3 years. And you have to be at the stage where you need to get investment to be able to expand. And I mean by expansion, I don't just mean geographically in terms of your business, your services, your products, whatever. So the size is just like you evaluate that. Is it, am I at a stage where I need this kind of support to be able to grow? The question from Robert is there any financial support to help startups to develop their businesses more? Is this, do you mean by that seed funding at the end? If you can just clarify your question a little bit more. Like I mentioned from answering, I think it was Nima, we always create opportunities for our startups to be able to get these financial supports. Even if not directly through our program, we create opportunities for you to directly talk to investors or partners, potential partners, and get this financial support. Muhammad is saying, what is the difference between 3 programs you have announced for 2023? I'm looking for answers according to the stage you have shown in the beginning slide, from ideas to investment. So I think Mr. Muhammad is asking about the current programs that we are running and actually accepting applicants for. These are 3 different programs that are different from the Pre-Accelerator and in digital readiness. The 3 other programs are focusing on investment readiness, mentorship, and investment generally. The details about that is on our social media platform, especially on LinkedIn, and please feel free to reach out to us for further information about that. In terms of the idea to investment journey, there are a lot of there are incubators and accelerators in the ecosystem. Like the most famous incubators in the world, it's, for example, it's Idea Lab. In Iraq, there's 51 Labs Orange Corner, there's the station, there is Mosul Space that run incubation program to help you if you only have an idea. Then from there, you come to, for example, with us, when you are ready for acceleration and investment, this is where we can support you. So this is the journey and this is how it goes, but it starts with the idea, and hopefully if the idea is innovative and can fit in the market, Iraqi market, you will be able to at the end get investment. Handran is asking, do you prefer specific business sector in this program? Currently, so ideally it would be tech and innovative, but it's not restricted to technology. So please, if you have your business, make sure you apply. Rabaz is asking if a business has already supported by GIZ with another organization, can apply now. If that was the case previously, of course you can apply now. There's no issue, Rabaz. Mr. K1 is asking, can you explain the 1 to 3 years in the market again? Of course. So you had the idea and you created your business. You might not have been able to register your business, that's fine, but you've been at least operating your business for at least 1 to 3 years. We wanted you to be familiar with the market, what the market needs and what your business needs, so you can benefit from the topics that we're going to cover in this program. Otherwise, if it's too early, these topics might be too advanced for you. An incubator would be better, or a simpler program might be better. Or if you are too ready and you've been through, like you've been operating your business for 5 to 10 years, that means you went through a lot of challenges and you overcame them. So for us, ideally, to be fit in this program, you need to be operating for at least 1 to 3 years. Mr. Muhammad is asking, do you have any limitation for introducers to join all your program? I don't quite understand the question. If you can elaborate more, that would be perfect. Mr. Ahmed is asking, I'm just making plan for now, but after 3 months, I will start make revenue. Is this the program for me? Yes, if you qualify and have all the criteria that I mentioned in the beginning, yes, of course. Mr. Dana is asking for 1 to 3 years condition. What if you have been in a family business or in a, in a business with a partner, but less than a year you have started your business in the exact same field, but with a different strategy vision? Ideally, it would be the business itself that's been operating for at least 1 to 3 years, but you are mentioning that you've started a year ago. So yes, Mr. Dana, you can apply. Nima asked another question saying that only the founders can apply. Ideally, it would be, we prefer either the founder or the co-founder. But a lot of startups, the hierarchy is very liquidy, and they usually prefer someone from their team to join. If that's the case with your startup, we will look into it and see, but we prefer either the founder or the co-founder. Mr. Yusuf is asking, did you offer tech support for tech startup, like free partnership with tech company or freelance? So since we have a big network of different business owners, and you will also be able to meet up and network with peers like you, startup owners like you, who might be running a business in tech, who might be able to help you in that area. So through this program, you'll be part of a network that supports each other. Even if we directly don't connect you or we don't provide you with these services, you will have a network of people that support each other that would support you in these areas that you just mentioned. Mr. Kayman is asking, is there a program available for people who have not started yet? Currently not with us, but like I mentioned, there are incubators in the ecosystem that you can reach out to, and I'm pretty sure they have different programs that can support you. Mr. DR is asking, my business have been operating for a year. However, I'm starting a totally new service within the business. Yes, can I apply? Yes, definitely you can apply, and we can be part of the support that you might need when it comes to launching a new product or a new service, because that is also part of expansion and growth, and that is part of the being accelerator ready. I don't know if I miss any questions. I think Al-Hakam is asking, I started my startup 4 a month ago, but I have experience 4 years in the startup field. I think for this program, again, as I mentioned, one of the criteria is the business itself has to be operating for at least 1 to 3 years. Sorry. Ikhlas is saying, sorry, in beginning, if one have an idea also 4 months. I'm so sorry, I don't understand your question. Maybe my team, who was also with me in the session, can be able to understand the question and answer. So I don't quite get it. All right. If there's any other questions, please feel free to write it down. I don't think I missed any of the questions that we got. But if I did, please don't hesitate to reach out to us on our the email that I've shared, that I'm gonna also share the screen again with you. I think I covered all of the questions, if I'm not wrong. Okay, there's a question from Rusgar who's saying, I have attended one program of Takween. Can I apply to this too? Of course, our alumni are always welcome to attend this program. All right, thank you so much. Thank you for being part of this session with me, and thank you for listening to us. I hope I was able to answer at least some of the questions that you had, but if you have any other please feel free to reach out to us. We are always happy to answer any question that you might have. Like I mentioned, the application is open now, so go ahead, take advantage of the fact that you can apply. This is a free program for you to benefit from. Amazing and experienced trainers, mentors, that they are international, also local, and that will benefit your business at the end of the day. And you will be part of an amazing network of startups and entrepreneurs who actually motivate each other, but also do an amazing job of creating the economy that we need and we thrive for. So thank you so much for joining me and joining the Takween session. And I hope to see you in our upcoming activities.